want to apologize to our fans that were out there today. That was a poor performance, to say the least. We challenged them in the press conference during the week to show up, and they did. That was an unbelievable atmosphere throughout the game for a 12 noon kickoff. That was awesome, and the walk was great. The atmosphere pregame was great, and they were fantastic. Sorry we didn't coach better and play better for them. Obviously, did not a lot that went well today. We've just told the team in there we're not playing well. We're not playing our best football right now, and that starts with me as the head football coach. I've obviously did a horse crap job of getting our team ready to play today, regardless of how many guys we had out. I don't even want to hear it. We had a good enough team to go out there and compete better than we did today, and we didn't do it. We're going to get right. We're a fourth of the way through the season. We've played 3 games. We've got to get better. We've got to get right back to work and continue to find a way to play winning football. But, again, turnovers. I don't think we had any, and I guess we turned it over, 3 times, I think, today. So not going to win football games. I sound like a broken record coming in here every week talking about the turnover battle, and we haven't been good enough. So injury-wise, you obviously guys saw we had 5 starters out on defense today. Jalen Nichols was out on offense. So anticipate all those guys being back next week, hopefully. Devontae Reed hurt his hip. He's getting an X-ray right now. We'll see what the results are of that. We lost Darius Rush during the game to a hamstring injury. We'll see what the MRI looks like on that. And then Stone Blanton went out with a shoulder. So clearly we've got to get better and we've got to get healthy, without a doubt. So questions?
Shayna, after the offense sputtered against a pretty good team today, and you got 1 week to kind of get it better, how do you approach that in practice? Is it just complete revamp or just try to keep tweaking things?
No, it's not a revamp. I mean, we just played the number 1 defense in the country, David. That they've given up a total of 3 points for the entire season. So we had some good stuff called today. I know you guys go back and watch the video. You're going to see a lot of guys running wide open at times, and for whatever reason, we weren't able to connect. And when we turn the ball over, it makes it hard. I thought we moved the ball well at times, and sputtered, didn't finish drives like we needed to. Got to be better in the red zone when we get down there and just finishing drives altogether. But no, to me, it's go back to work and continue to figure out how we're going to move the football and score points and stop the run and stop the pass and everything else on defense. I mean, did we play well on offense today? No, but we didn't exactly look like the 85 Bears out there defensively either.
Shane, you mentioned winning football. What does that look like when it's clicking, and what areas do you need to get better at to play more consistent winning football?
We talk about running the ball and stopping the run. We talk about not beating ourselves with penalties. We talk about winning the explosive play battle. We talk about dominating the fourth quarter, and we talk about winning the turnover battle. And to me, right now, it just starts with turnovers. First of all, I mean, we're not creating them, and we're turning the ball over too much ourselves.
Shane, you guys obviously.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry about your dog too, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know you guys obviously took a few risks, at least early in the game, with the fake punt and things like that. I mean, was that kind of part of the game plan to come out and take some shots like that early and against a team like this?
Yeah, we felt like it. We need with us missing 5 starters on defense, just from a depth standpoint. If Georgia was out there for a ton of plays today, it was going to be kind of like the bowl game last year against North Carolina. We needed to control the ball and score points. And then take some chances. And we didn't really have to take chances against North Carolina in that bowl game. But, yes, we felt like we were going to have to go for some 4th downs today, which we did. And then we felt like we were going to need to steal a possession, special teams-wise as well. So, yeah, the fake punt was something that had a general idea if we came out like in that formation, how they would line up. And our guys did a good job of executing that. But, yeah, that was something that we wanted to get to early in the game. And at that point, I think it was 14-0, I think, and we hadn't stopped them yet. And I wasn't going to put our defense back out there for another drive at that point.
Do you think quarterback's a spot where you guys need to look at things competition-wise, or do you feel Spencer's still the guy moving forward?
I think Spencer will tell you he's got to play better. The interception to Juju was they did a good job of covering it. Similar play that they hit us on later in the game to the running back, and got to throw it out of bounds. He was trying to, back shoulder it in there, which we don't need to be throwing a back shoulder fade on that route. Just everything that we do is we evaluate after every game, and we compete. And there's a lot of us that have to coach better and play better.
You mentioned the turnover. Is there any way to kind of coach that out, or do you think that's just getting the execution of the system down more and it'll eventually come?
Yeah, I mean, we last year we were not very good offensively. I think we were last in the SEC at turning the ball over. We're certainly on pace to do that again this year. So whatever we're doing, clearly we got to do a better job of emphasizing it. And then defensively last year, we led the SEC in takeaways. And right now, we haven't gotten any. I think I guess 1 in 3 games late in the Georgia State game. So we've got to, go back to work on the practice field. And not that we don't emphasize it already, we do. And we're doing a lot of the same things we were last year defensively to emphasize turnovers. We just got to continue to fly to the ball. To me, when you start pressing and trying to make it happen, it gets worse. We talk to our guys from a defensive standpoint all the time about just playing hard, flying to the football, and getting there with great physicality, and the turnovers will come. But when we're in the wrong place, I mean, just a bunch of young, not to make excuses, but a bunch of young DBs out there today that we were just turning guys free, and didn't look like a well-coached team at times because of that. So it's hard to get turnovers when you're not even positioned to make the ball. And to answer your question, Hale, Spencer's our quarterback. We got to play better. All right, there's no doubt about it, though. Play and coach better, not just Spencer. All of us on this football team.
Hey, Coach, I know we've asked you about Nick a lot, but he
Yeah.
led you guys in tackles today. What stood out about him today against, a bigger, stronger, older Georgia team?
Yeah, he got in there and competed, like he does. So we, with what we were doing defensively, we were trying different personnel groupings, and DQ Smith was in there playing nickel and whatnot, depending on what personnel they were in offensively. And early in the week, we just said, as a defense, we just need to keep Nick at safety, because we talked about moving him around a little bit, just keep him at safety because he's a presence in the middle of the field. And he showed that again today, coming up and playing with great physicality and competitive spirit, and making a lot of plays. And continue to get better coverage-wise. I mean, I think it was the flea flicker that we got the pass interference on. I mean, we're in 3-deep coverage and couldn't be in a better defense for that play. And he's in position, just got to get his eyes around and make that play in the end zone. But he's a heck of a football player and heck of a young man, and is only going to continue to get better, along with a lot of those young players that we were playing out there today. I mean, you saw basically our entire freshman class out there was playing defense at the end of the game, and saw some good signs. I know Bam's not a freshman, but Bam Scott, Quan Banks, and Stone Blanton, and a ton of guys defensively. Donovan Westmortem.
Coach, you mentioned earlier you had times in which you did move the ball, but drives kind of stalled out. Third down specifically, it looked like there were some struggles. What, I guess, in those specific plays on third down, I guess, kind of needs to change to be able to extend drives?
Yeah, it's hard to say without looking at the tape. Give Georgia some credit. I mean, they're really good on third down when they get you in those situations. We got to execute. I mean, I guess it wasn't a third down, but we had the fourth down play that we went for it around midfield and threw it to Jalen Brooks. We got exactly, thought we'd get man coverage, got man coverage, and Spencer got a little bit of pressure, and you'd love to be able to just catch that ball on the run. And if Jalen does, he's going to catch it on the run, probably run for the first down. The ball's a little bit behind him. So it's just off, and just got to continue to, what we call, be able to execute it better than what we did today.
You sense any give up in the locker room?
Hell no. What kind of questions that, Phil? We're 1-2. We're 1-2. We got a bunch of fighters in that room, and give up. That's not a part of this football program. Get out of here, man. With that, no.
Coach, on the second drive of the game for you guys today, you make the big play, Spencer to Jaheim, 46 yards, and then right after that, an interception is thrown. How does that affect the momentum of the game, and what was the message given to the offense after that play?
The interception to Jaheim down over there on their sideline?
It was after the big play to Jaheim.
Yeah.
Second drive, and then the interception.
Oh, the interception to Juju. Yeah. That we're moving the football, and we stopped ourselves right there as well. that was really it. I mean, we just got to be smarter with the football right there. We got a chance to go in there and score points, and disappointing to turn the ball over in there when you're going in to score. But we felt like, if you go back to last year's game, I mean, Josh Vann, we hit a deep ball to Josh Vann on the first series of the game. Jalen Brooks made plays down the field in the game last year as well, and we felt good about our opportunity to make plays downfield, and Jaheim showed that on that one, and we just got to not make mistakes like that down there in the red zone.
I know it's obviously easy to second guess when things don't work out, but there are a couple of third down calls where there are runs, or at least that's how it played out.
Yep.
Was that
a lot of those where I had told Sat on the headphones we're going to go for it on fourth down, so you got 2 downs here, and then a couple of them we lost yardage, so we ended up punting. But obviously we got to look at that. Okay, it is 2 downs, and we're going to go for it on fourth down. Let's be smart about what we're calling as well. But a couple of those, just off the top of my head, Hale, is I know there were 2 instances that I can think of right now where I already told him 2 downs, and then a couple of them, one of them was I forget, but yes, it was 2 downs. But certainly we got to be better on third down than what we were. If you're 4 of 13, you're not good enough. But that to me was what that was. If we ran the ball in a medium situation, but also I'll say this too. Knowing how multiple and complex they are defensively on third down, too, we felt like we needed to be able to line up at times and run the ball and try and pop a run in there, too, with some of the things they're doing pressure-wise and coverage-wise. That's it. All right. Thank y'all.